In this video, I'll discuss the pros and cons of on-premise data centers. Let's discuss the pros and cons of owning and maintaining an on-premise IT infrastructure. First, the pros. It's your hardware and your software, and that can be seen as a psychological advantage to some. You have that sense of control over what you own, and you can change it when you want. You get to choose the tools you use to manage your IT, and you get to choose your processes and how things are managed on a day-to-day basis. Further to that, you have a sense of security in the sense that you know what's going on in every aspect of your IT infrastructure and operations. The data is entirely within your control. You know where it's stored and exactly how it's secured. You can hide your internal resources from the internet in the sense that you know exactly what happens when you're accessing your organization's data, even though the data is ultimately being accessed over the internet if your data resides somewhere else, as in the case of a wide area network. And you may have already made the case for your own hardware being more cost effective. On the cons side of on-premise IT, the costs you're incurring are capital expenditures, normally coming with a large upfront cost and representing ongoing expenditures over time for new hardware and software. These costs represent a significant investment, and they're amortized over time. Your IT operations, everything from personnel to planning and implementation, can be costly. Downtime is not merely an irritation. It disrupts operations and affects business continuity, so you need to guarantee that you won't have any. And your flexibility in terms of scaling up or down is greatly limited. In addition, there are no guarantees in on-premise IT when it comes to safeguarding your data. We've all heard the stories of data breaches, and it's no secret that even very large companies with seemingly secure infrastructure have been caught up in embarrassing and costly security events. And if your backup and archiving procedures and infrastructure aren't well planned, the cost of losing data can be devastating to a company in any number of ways. And I'll mention downtime again, but this time in terms of real dollars. There's been plenty of research done into the hard costs associated with downtime, and the numbers are staggering. It's incredibly expensive, and not just to a company's reputation. And here's one that really hits home when you begin to compare the cloud with your own solutions. The cloud offers incredible flexibility when companies need to expand their bandwidth and IT services. But when you own your own equipment and software and your needs changed, you're limited in your options. You have to add new equipment, new personnel, new buildings. And as new innovations appear, something that's inevitable in the IT world, you may find yourself with something that's obsolete almost overnight. It's always a consideration in the cost of ownership.